EFAS provides flood forecasting information for the National Hydrometeorological Services in Europe, which are members of the EFAS Partner Network. At the same time, it informs the Emergency Response Coordination Centre, the ERCC, which is the operational centre of the European Civil Protection. In order not to interfere with the national warning chain, the public only has access to the EFAS archive. EFAS targets riverine floods caused by rainfall and snow melting. Furthermore, indicators for heavy rainfall situations with a potential for causing flash floods are produced. In the near future, pluvial flooding will also be addressed. Coastal flooding is currently not part of EFAS, and flooding through backwater effects or ice jams are not considered either. Technical failures, dams or dikes are also not part of EFAS. Different levels for EFAS flood notifications exist, depending on the type of flood. We distinguish between EFAS flood notifications for riverine floods and EFAS flash flood notifications for localised flash flooding. Depending on the forecast, different levels of flood notifications are issued. The criteria for issuing notifications are discussed with all partners during the annual EFAS meetings, where decisions on changing thresholds, naming conventions, or colour codes are taken. For example, before, EFAS issued flood alerts and watches, but on request of some members, these are now renamed to EFAS Formal Flood Notifications and EFAS Informal Flood Notifications. EFAS notifications are only sent to EFAS partners and the ERCC. Several criteria have been set to define the type of flood warning. An EFAS formal flood notification requires that, firstly, the critical flood threshold is exceeded more than 2 days from the start of the forecast. Secondly, the minimum drainage area is larger than a certain threshold, currently 2,000 square kilometres. And thirdly, the hydrological forecasts are persistent for 3 consecutive forecasts. An EFAS informal flood notification requires that, firstly, the forecasts predict the exceedance of critical flood thresholds, but the criteria for formal flood notifications are not met. For example, the flooding is expected within 48 hours, or the river basin size is too small. Secondly, EFAS results are not conclusive, but the forecaster thinks that the authorities should be informed about the situation. EFAS flash flood notifications are issued when the indicator for severe rainfall exceeds a critical threshold. The forecasters at the EFAS Dissemination Centre analyse the EFAS results every morning and discuss the situation and what notifications should be sent. The information is logged in the EFAS interface and distributed by email, including the name of the responsible forecaster, who can then be contacted by the EFAS partners in case of further questions. EFAS sends out warning emails to all EFAS partners potentially concerned by flooding, and all partners within the catchment in copy. In the case of the Danube, EFAS notifications are disseminated only to downstream partner organisations. The notification includes the name of the river, the date the warning was issued, and the earliest expected date for the flood peak. To receive additional information and updates, the forecaster needs to access the EFAS website. Since the EFAS warnings are not updated automatically, thus each partner needs to remember their username and password. If partners do not check the EFAS website regularly, when a notification is received they should log in to www.efas.eu, check the additional information, and follow the forecast updates until the notification has been deactivated. If needed, the EFAS Dissemination Centre can be contacted for further details. The EFAS Dissemination Centre should also be notified if the ongoing flood page shows incorrect information. Due to the nature of probabilistic forecasting, not every EFAS notification will be followed by flooding. The probability threshold has been set to 30%, which should correspond statistically to 1 flood out of 3 notifications. Furthermore, the notification threshold is based on 5-year return period floods for which most European rivers are protected. Therefore, local feedback is essential for EFAS to assess the overall performance of the system. A request for feedback is sent to all partners following a EFAS formal flood notification.